Have you ever slept for 8 hours and still woke up feeling exhausted? If you have, you're definitely not alone. Most people think sleep is simple. Go to bed, sleep for a few hours, wake up refreshed. But if that were true, millions of people wouldn't be struggling with low energy every single day. The truth is, sleep is much more complicated than most people realize. While you're asleep, your body isn't simply resting. Your brain is organizing memories, your muscles are recovering, and important hormones are being released. In many ways, your body is working the night shift to prepare you for the next day. That's why sleep isn't just about the number of hours you spend in bed. In fact, one of the biggest sleep myths is that more sleep automatically means better sleep. You've probably heard people say things like, "I'll catch up on sleep this weekend," or "I only need 5 hours of sleep." But sleep doesn't really work that way. Your body prefers consistency, and quality often matters more than quantity. Two people can spend the same amount of time in bed and wake up feeling completely different. One feels refreshed, the other feels exhausted. Why? Because what happens during sleep is just as important as how long you sleep. And that's where things start to get interesting. Throughout this video, we're going to explore what really happens while you sleep, why some people wake up full of energy while others don't, and what simple changes can help improve your sleep quality. But before we do that, we need to understand something most people never think about. Sleep isn't one long event. It's a cycle, and that cycle changes everything. So if sleep isn't just about the number of hours, what actually makes a good night's sleep? The answer is sleep quality. Think about it this way. You can spend 8 hours lying in bed, but if your sleep is constantly interrupted, your body may never get the recovery it needs. That's why some mornings you wake up feeling great, and other mornings you feel like you barely slept at all. The difference is often hidden beneath the surface. While you're sleeping, your brain moves through different stages of sleep. Some stages are light, while others are much deeper and more restorative. Each stage has an important job. Some help your body recover physically, others help your brain process information, strengthen memories, and prepare for the next day. The problem is that many modern habits can interfere with these stages without us realizing it. Stress, late-night screen time, irregular sleep schedules, even staying up just one more hour can have a bigger impact than most people think. And when these sleep stages get disrupted, the effects can show up everywhere. You feel tired, you struggle to focus, your mood changes, your motivation drops. That's why improving sleep isn't about spending more time in bed. It's about giving your brain and body the opportunity to complete the recovery process they're designed to perform every single night. And to understand how that process works, we need to take a closer look at something called the sleep cycle. Because once you understand the sleep cycle, you'll start to understand why some nights leave you refreshed and others leave you exhausted. Now, let's talk about the sleep cycle. Most people think sleep is one continuous state, but that's not actually what happens. Throughout the night, your brain moves through a repeating pattern of different sleep stages. Think of it like a journey that repeats several times before morning. The cycle usually begins with light sleep. During this stage, your body starts relaxing, your heart rate slows down, and your brain begins transitioning away from full wakefulness. Next comes deeper sleep. This is where some of the most important physical recovery happens. Your body repairs tissues, supports muscle recovery, and strengthens the immune system. It's also the stage that's hardest to wake up from. If you've ever been suddenly awakened and felt confused or groggy, there's a good chance you were pulled out of deep sleep. Then comes one of the most fascinating stages of all, REM sleep. This is the stage most closely associated with dreaming. During REM sleep, your brain becomes surprisingly active, almost as active as when you're awake. Scientists believe this stage plays an important role in learning, creativity, memory, and emotional processing. And here's the interesting part. Your brain doesn't go through these stages just once. It repeats them again and again throughout the night. That's why every sleep cycle matters. Interrupting those cycles can leave you feeling tired even after spending plenty of time in bed. And understanding those cycles might be the key to waking up feeling refreshed. So, what exactly is a 90-minute sleep cycle? As you sleep, your brain moves through light sleep, deep sleep, and REM sleep in a repeating pattern. On average, one complete cycle lasts about 90 minutes. Most people go through 4 to 6 of these cycles every night. Here's why this matters. Imagine two people both getting 7.5 hours of sleep. One wakes up at the end of a sleep cycle. The other wakes up right in the middle of deep sleep. Even though they slept for the same amount of time, one person may feel refreshed while the other feels exhausted. That's because waking up during deep sleep can leave you feeling groggy and disoriented. Scientists sometimes call this sleep inertia. It's that heavy, sluggish feeling that can stick with you for minutes or even hours after waking up. This is why some people try to plan their sleep around complete 90-minute cycles. While it's not a perfect system, it can help you understand why timing is often just as important as duration. Of course, sleep isn't something you can optimize perfectly every night, but understanding your natural sleep rhythm can make waking up much easier. And once you're awake, what you do during the first few minutes of your day can have a surprisingly powerful effect on how you feel. Let's talk about the morning habits that can help set you up for a better day and a better night's sleep. Now let's talk about what happens after you wake up. Most people think sleep begins when they go to bed, but in reality, good sleep starts much earlier than that. In fact, some of the habits that affect your sleep the most happen during the first few hours of your day. One of the most important is exposure to natural sunlight. When sunlight reaches your eyes in the morning, it helps regulate your body's internal clock. This tells your brain that the day has started and helps set the timing for when you'll feel sleepy later that night. That's why people who spend a few minutes outside in the morning often find it easier to fall asleep in the evening. Movement also matters. You don't need an intense workout. Even a short walk can help increase alertness, improve mood, and support a healthier sleep schedule. Hydration is another simple habit that many people overlook. After several hours of sleep, your body naturally wakes up slightly dehydrated. Drinking water soon after waking can help you feel more energized and alert. The goal isn't to create a perfect morning routine, it's to give your body the signals it needs to stay in sync with its natural rhythm. And speaking of signals, there's one modern habit that can completely confuse that rhythm, something millions of people use every night without thinking twice: their phone. Let's talk about how blue light affects your sleep. Let's be honest. How many times have you told yourself you're going to sleep early, only to spend another hour scrolling through your phone? Maybe you've done it without even realizing it. One video turns into another. A few messages become 20 minutes, and before you know it, it's much later than you planned. The problem isn't just the lost time, it's the light coming from the screen. Your brain uses light as a signal to determine whether it's time to be awake or asleep. During the day, sunlight helps keep you alert and energized. At night, darkness helps your brain prepare for sleep. One of the ways it does this is by releasing a hormone called melatonin. You can think of melatonin as your body's natural signal that bedtime is approaching. But when you're exposed to bright screens late at night, your brain can become confused. It may start acting as if it's still daytime. As a result, you might feel less sleepy, even when your body is tired. This doesn't mean you have to throw away your phone. The goal is simply to reduce unnecessary screen exposure before bed. Many people notice improvements by avoiding screens during the last hour before sleep. Others use dimmer lighting or night mode settings to reduce brightness. Small changes like these can make a bigger difference than you might expect, because when your brain receives the right signals, falling asleep becomes much easier. But screens aren't the only thing that can interfere with sleep quality. There's another habit that many people believe helps them sleep, when in reality it often does the opposite. Let's talk about alcohol and sleep. Now let's talk about something that surprises a lot of people: alcohol. Many people believe that alcohol helps them sleep, and to be fair, it can sometimes feel that way. After a few drinks, you may feel relaxed, sleepy, and ready for bed. In some cases, alcohol can even help people fall asleep faster. But here's the problem: falling asleep and getting quality sleep are not the same thing. While alcohol may help you drift off, it can interfere with some of the most important stages of sleep later in the night. This means you might spend enough time asleep without getting the full benefits of that sleep. Have you ever gone to bed after drinking and then woken up feeling unusually tired the next morning? That's often why. Your sleep may have been disrupted even if you don't remember waking up. Many people also notice that they wake up more frequently during the second half of the night after drinking alcohol. As a result, sleep becomes less restorative and less refreshing. This doesn't mean that having a drink automatically ruins your sleep. The point is simply to understand that alcohol isn't the sleep aid many people think it is. If improving sleep quality is your goal, it's worth paying attention to how alcohol affects your own body, because sometimes the habits we think are helping are actually working against us. So if sleep isn't just about avoiding screens or limiting alcohol, what can you do to consistently improve it? Let's look at some simple habits that can help you get better sleep night after night. So far, we've talked about sleep cycles, REM sleep, blue light, and even alcohol. Now let's put everything together, because the truth is, there isn't one magic trick that guarantees perfect sleep. Good sleep is usually the result of several small habits working together. Think of it like building a routine. The more consistent your routine becomes, the easier it is for your body to know when it's time to sleep and when it's time to wake up. One of the most effective things you can do is keep a consistent sleep schedule. Going to bed and waking up at roughly the same time each day helps strengthen your body's natural clock. Your sleep environment matters too. A cool, dark, and quiet room often makes it easier to fall asleep and stay asleep. Many people also benefit from creating a simple bedtime routine. It doesn't have to be complicated. Reading a book, dimming the lights, or practicing a few minutes of relaxation can help signal to your brain that it's time to wind down. Stress management is another important piece of the puzzle. When your mind is racing with thoughts, falling asleep becomes much harder. Simple breathing exercises or a few minutes of quiet reflection can make a noticeable difference. The goal isn't perfection, it's consistency. You don't need a perfect night of sleep every single night. You just need to give your body the best possible conditions to recover, and when you do that consistently, the benefits start adding up. More energy, better focus, improved mood, and a much easier time waking up in the morning. Now let's finish by looking at the most important lesson from everything we've learned so far. Before we finish, let's go back to the question we asked at the beginning. Why do some people wake up feeling refreshed while others wake up exhausted? As you've seen throughout this video, the answer isn't just about how long you sleep, it's about what happens during that sleep. Your brain moves through different sleep cycles, your body repairs and recovers, memories are processed, important biological systems prepare you for the next day, and all of these processes depend on getting consistent, high-quality sleep. The good news is that improving your sleep doesn't require a complicated life transformation. In many cases, small changes can make a surprisingly big difference. Going to bed at a consistent time, getting morning sunlight, reducing screen use before bed, creating a relaxing sleep environment, and giving your body the opportunity to complete its natural sleep cycles. None of these habits are complicated, but together they can have a powerful impact. Because great sleep isn't built in a single night, it's built through consistency, night after night, week after week. And over time, those small improvements can lead to more energy, better focus, improved mood, and a healthier life overall. So if there's one thing to remember from this video, let it be this: don't focus only on sleeping longer, focus on sleeping better. Your body and your brain will thank you for it. And the next time you wake up feeling refreshed, energized, and ready for the day ahead, you'll understand why. Thanks for watching, and sleep well, and a much easier time waking up in the morning. Now let's finish by looking at the most important lesson from everything we've learned so far.